Welcome to the Camping Show. This is CW Getz. It is Sunday, the last day of Canoecopia 2022, and we're just winding down here. Wanted to thank everyone who has been watching our broadcasts. Hope you've enjoyed them, and thank you for putting up with my poor engineering skills, my mistakes. It's just one of those things where you live and learn as you go. Usually have a producer. That's why I have a producer. But wanted to let you know that today at 5 o'clock, the show will conclude. I believe it's 5 o'clock. And before we leave, I have a neighbor here. It's in a booth next to me. And this gentleman is a woodworker, canoe paddle builder. And I'm telling you, this guy is, he builds some heirloom quality products. So I'm going to introduce him right now. And let's go to that. Mr. Steve. And how do you say your last name?
Last name is Sikkema.
Sikkema. See, I was going to say that, and I wasn't sure if I was right. So, Steve, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great. Thank
right.
you, CW.
Good deal. Listen, he builds, it's old Mustache canoe paddles. And like I said, these things are works of art. And Steve, can you hold one of those paddles up for us? We can get that in the camera. We're
sure,
limited quarters here.
Where are we at?
There you go. You see yourself in the, yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
And I tell you, if you could feel these paddles, I mean, I'm telling you, the finish on these things is remarkable. So give us a little bit of how you build these paddles and what's all involved.
Well, they're basically handmade. I'll use a machine where I can, but all the shaping is done by hand. Mostly Western red cedar is what I use. In the blade itself, I have a couple of strips of Douglas fir and Sitka spruce. I choose those woods for their properties of stiffness and weight because I need to stiffen that blade up a little bit. I have fiberglass cloth on the blade itself that stiffens it.
Yeah.
And it adds abrasion resistance. I do an epoxy edging on the blade.
Show us that.
That's my red epoxy right here.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So that's kind of a rock guard sort of deal. The color is pigmented, so it runs all the way through. And
you have some bracing in the bottom here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
These blades are. Well, let's see if we can get that thinness.
There you go.
They're pretty thin.
Love it.
In the process, I put a spline inside that blade that
Okay.
runs at 90 degrees, and that stiffens the blade.
Tell us about that hollow shaft that I read about on your banner.
Right. For about 20 inches in the shaft, it's hollow. So I can take some weight away from these blades. These paddles end up being 16 to 17 ounces.
Yeah.
So
that's about the weight of a carbon fiber shaft, is it not?
We're getting
carbon fiber paddle.
we're getting pretty close to carbon fiber paddles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But if you do it right, you can hollow out a shaft and you maintaining your strength.
And that's because, check me if I'm wrong on this, that's because we have more surface area. And
Yeah.
the more surface area is more rigidity.
Right. And we've got 8 layers here that are all laminated together. So anytime you can laminate more layers, you get strength and stiffness.
Yeah.
So
That's fantastic. You don't, and this is all not done on machine tools.
yeah.
There's a lot of handwork involved. Am I right?
There's a lot of handwork. I'll use machines, table saw and planer and joiner to get to a certain degree, but everything else is done by hand. I use a lot of spoke shave work, which is similar to a draw knife on the shaft.
Okay.
I go through an awful lot of sandpaper.
I'll bet you do.
The grips here are all shaped by hand.
Yeah.
So I spend an awful lot of time on the grip itself.
How about that finish? It's a remarkable process here that you didn't have. There's just a piece at the end that I'll mention. But go ahead. We've been laughing about it.
Yeah, we've been having fun with my finish. I spray the blades. The blades are sprayed with a spar urethane finish.
Okay.
The shaft also is coated with spar urethane. That's after it's coated in epoxy. So I do 3 coats of spar urethane put on with a foam brush.
Mhm.
Of course, you sand between coats. And my final coat is hand rubbed.
Yeah. Like a French polish would be.
Very similar to
Yeah.
a French polish. It's a process of dipping the pad in the varnish and rubbing it on, and then I rub it off right away, and then I burnish it after that. Hand rub it.
Now, this is the neat part of this finishing process.
My finishing secret, which is no longer going to be
It's worldwide now.
secret. My final hand rub is with an old rag wool sock.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it makes a difference. And
Amazing.
those are the socks I wear, and I wear them out, so I've got a lot of material to work with.
Now, you don't wear them after you use this for finishing,
I don't
right?
wear them after I use it for finishing. Yeah, but I suppose in an emergency, I could take one off my foot and go ahead and finish it.
And hopefully they're clean when you start this process, right?
They are clean when I start the process.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
There's no infection going on in my blades.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. Well, and here we got hey, Cool Quest, hey CW and Steve, how you doing, guys? Johnny and Colleen. Camp Cool, off grid, beautiful paddles, very lightweight, and yes, they in fact are lightweight. And I thought, you know what? These things weigh what my carbon fiber paddle. It's like, wow. I mean, they're incredibly light, but they're beautiful. And I tell you, if you were here and could feel the finish on these paddles, I mean, it is nothing short of a furniture finish. I mean, like a piano finish. It is. And I don't want a piano finish. I don't mean glossy, super, because it's not. It's a very matte finish, but it is smooth as silk. And I urge you to check these paddles out.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I guess I want to just add that in my process of developing these paddles and my R&D, so to speak, my first thought was that these paddles have to be functional, and they have to be strong, and they have to be lightweight.
Yeah.
And so if I can make them look good and still have all that stuff, then that's a bonus.
Well, and at the end of the day, so to speak, if they're not durable and they can't be used for their intended purpose, then really, what have you gained?
That's right.
But these things are beautiful and functional.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
Yeah. Where can people contact you to purchase your paddles?
Well, I've got a website, oldmustachecanoepaddles.com.
Okay.
I don't sell directly off the website, but you can go to the website and then get in touch with me, and we'll figure out what size you need and get you set up.
If they wanted to email you first, what is your email?
That's oldmustachecanoepaddles@gmail.com.
All right. Great. Fantastic. Dave, really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me here.
Thanks, CW.
You're a wonderful man, and it's been a pleasure
appreciate
being neighbors to you at this whole show.
It's been a lot of fun.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to sign off here for Canoecopia, 2022, and I've had a lot of fun broadcasting the show for you, as did Jessie, and who's not with us today. She traveled back home. But thank you again, and hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll see you next year at Canoecopia 2023, right?
You bet.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks.